Hey y'all, welcome to the shop on a rainy day here in the Southeast. I figured I'd take a couple moments and talk to you, kind of give you a gear tip here. And in such, I want to talk a little bit about gear ratios and line intake. In front of me, I have my three favorite reels on the market. They're all made by Daiwa. I have two Tatula Elites. They are bait casters. One's in a 100H and one's in a 100XS. And then over here on my left in the red box, I have the Fuego LT 2500D and the XH, okay? Basically, with these three reels, it all comes down to understanding what they do for you, okay? I use the 100XS. It has a higher gear ratio. It comes in at 8:1 to 1, takes it in line at about 34 inches a turn, okay? That means that for every time I turn the reel handle, the spool takes in 34 inches of line. Now that doesn't mean that an 8:1 to 1 in another reel or another class of reel is going to take in 34 inches of line per turn. You need to look at the box and the specs because it comes down to the spool size and the gear size is understanding how much line a reel takes in. But understanding that is important because the faster that you take in line, the faster your bait moves in the water, okay? Something that's key, something you need to understand. So for an 8:1 to 1, taking in line at 34 inches, I usually throw single hook presentations on it. That's gonna be jigs, it's gonna be worms. The one exception that I make for that is I throw my jerk baits on this faster reel. Moving to the slower reel, the 100H comes in at 6:3 to 1 gear ratio. It takes in line at about 26 inches per turn. Okay, this reel is what I use predominantly for cranking applications. You can get to a slower reel for cranking applications if you want, just not in the Tatula Elite class. I know that there's a Tatula reel that comes in at I think it's a 5:1 to 1 gear ratio, but in the Elites, the 6:3 to 1 is the slowest that you're gonna get, okay? It comes down to choice. I crank on this, and I also run my spinner baits on this. For those of you that fished a spinnerbait, if you fish a spinnerbait too fast, it's gonna rise in the water column. If you kind of keep it even speed, even keel, it'll kind of sit right where you want it in the zone. So something to think about. Moving to the spinning reel for a moment, most spinning reels are 5:1 to 1, okay? It's just what the majority has been. It's kind of been like that throughout much of time that I can remember. However, Daiwa come out and made a series of reels, and it's really in the 2500 class, where they got away from the 5:1 to 1 speed ratio. And what happened was they went to 6:2 to 1. I think there's a couple reels in the 6:1 to 1 class, but it's irrelevant at the moment. This 6:2 to 1 spinning reel takes up line at about 34 inches per turn. Now you're saying 6:2 to 1 at 34, and you're saying 8:1 to 1 at 34 per turn. Again, it comes down to spool size, it comes down to the gearing, and it comes down to the design. That's why it's crucial to understanding the separation between the speed of the reel and the amount of line it intakes, okay? Now, doesn't matter what class of reel you're looking at or what manufacturer, understanding that is key. I can't drive that home enough. But for the spinning reel, I like the 6:2 to 1. It takes up line fast. I use it for wacky rig. I use it for skip and sinkos. To me, this spinning reel is probably best in class for price and durability. It is by far, hands down, the best reel I think I've ever held on a spinning reel category. I have a Tatula, okay, in the spinning reels. I love it, but for the price point, this is where it's at. In any case, getting back to reel speeds, you got to figure out what your preference is, okay? Everybody has a little bit of different preference in what they like to throw and how fast of a reel they like to use. There are guys out there, gals out there that love to throw a 7:1 to 1 for everything. It might take up 28 inches of line per turn, maybe 29 inches of line per turn, and they just speed up their hand. Go faster if you want to reel faster, go slower if you want to reel slower. That control is placed in your hand, okay? For me, I don't function like that. When I reel, I kind of have a constant pace, constant tempo. The reel's doing the work, my hand is not. It's just the way it works for me. Like I said, it comes down to preference. In any case, pay attention to your reel speeds, pay attention to line intake, and make sure that you apply the right reel to the right job. Other than that, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate all the support that you give me on the channel. Thanks to Daiwa, thanks to 5x3 Fishing, and thanks to the rest of my sponsors. I appreciate your time as always. Until next time, keep it real.